Have you ever felt like someone could sense your emotions without you saying a single word? Maybe it happened when you sat silently beside a friend, yet somehow they understood exactly how you felt. What if I told you there's one zodiac sign that naturally holds this mysterious power? A sign that can heal your heart without touching you. A sign that absorbs your energy without even realizing it. And the most surprising part? They often carry emotional pain that doesn't even belong to them. I'm talking about Pisces, the quiet healers, the emotional mirrors, the dreamers who feel too much and yet never stop loving. But Pisces are not just sensitive souls. Behind their soft smiles hides an incredible strength, a resilience most people never notice. Today, we're about to dive deep into their unseen world. We'll explore 18 secrets that explain why Pisces think the way they do, why they love so intensely, and why their presence alone can change your life. This video will not only help you understand Pisces, it will help you understand yourself. So, if you're ready to discover the hidden emotional power of this mystical sign, stay with me. And before we begin, don't forget to like this video, share it with someone you care about, and hit subscribe, because what you're about to learn might change the way you see love, connection, and life itself. Have you ever been in a moment of pain, sitting silently in a room, and then someone walks in without saying anything, and somehow your heart feels lighter? You didn't explain, you didn't speak, but their presence alone made you feel safe. That's the invisible power of Pisces. Many people think healing requires words, advice, solutions. But Pisces, they heal in a different way. Their silence carries something deeper. Their energy tells you you're not alone. Think about the last time you were overwhelmed. Maybe life felt too heavy. Work, relationships, the pressure to be okay even when you're not. And then someone simply stayed beside you, quietly, calmly. They didn't ask for explanations. They didn't demand your smile. They just stayed. That's the healing silence Pisces carry. Without effort, without trying, they create emotional safety by simply existing. And if you've ever experienced that, you'll understand why being near a Pisces feels like coming home after a long, exhausting day. But here's the thing most people don't realize. While Pisces help you heal, something even more mysterious. Pisces often reflect emotions you didn't know you were feeling. Without noticing, they become mirrors. Not literal ones, emotional mirrors. When you're with a Pisces, your hidden fears, your quiet hopes, your silent struggles start surfacing. Not because they ask, not because they dig, but because being near someone who feels so deeply forces you to confront your own heart. Maybe that's why people often say, "I can't explain it, but being with them makes me think differently." Pisces don't just listen, they reflect. And in that reflection, you're invited to meet parts of yourself you've long ignored. Maybe the parts that hurt, maybe the parts that still dream. Have you ever avoided your own emotions? Of course you have. We all do. Life teaches us to hide, to stay strong, to keep going. But when you're with Pisces, something shifts. Their silent understanding, their gentle presence, It strips away your defenses. Suddenly, it's safe to cry, safe to hope, safe to feel. That's why they're called mirrors of the soul, not because they want to be, but because their energy simply unlocks what's hidden inside you. And yet, navigating this depth isn't easy. For Pisces, emotions aren't simple. They're labyrinths, complex, twisting, never-ending. While many people avoid emotional complexity, Pisces walk straight into it. Like explorers of the inner world, they venture into confusion, grief, and love, unafraid to get lost. Because they know sometimes healing only happens when you face the chaos inside. Have you ever tried to explain a feeling, but failed? Tried to describe your sadness, your love, your fear, but words just weren't enough? Pisces understand that. They live in that space between words. That's why they can guide others through emotions so effortlessly. They don't demand explanations. They feel what's unspoken, and gently, they help you find your way out, not by leading, but by walking beside you. Think about your own life. How many people truly understand your emotions? Not just listen, but understand. Pisces offer that. Not through advice, not through logic, but through presence. And perhaps that's what the modern world forgets. Healing isn't always loud. Sometimes it's silent. Sometimes it's sitting in the dark with someone until the sun rises again. But there's more. Pisces don't see boundaries between people the way others do. They dissolve them. They sense your emotions even when you're silent. They feel your pain even when you hide. And without look into you, not to invade, not to judge, but because they can't help but sense the emotions swirling inside you. And in doing so, they blur the lines between your soul and theirs. Sometimes that's comforting. Sometimes it's overwhelming. But it always feels real. What can you learn from this? Maybe the next time someone you love is struggling, don't rush to fix them. Don't force words. Just be there. Hold space. Like Pisces do. Offer silence, not solutions. Let your presence become the safe place they've been searching for. And if you're a Pisces yourself, remember this. It's beautiful to carry others' emotions, but don't forget to release them too. You are not responsible for everyone's healing. Your gift is your presence, not your sacrifice. So protect your energy even as you heal the world, because at the heart of it all, Pisces remind us of something the modern world has forgotten. Sometimes, simply being there, silently, is the greatest healing you can offer, and the greatest healing you can receive. Let's pause for a moment and think about freedom. What does it really mean to live freely? For many people, freedom is just about making your own choices. But for Pisces, freedom is something much deeper. It's not just the ability to choose where to go or what to do. It's the right to be fully themselves, without explanation, without apology. Pisces often carry a quiet rebellion inside them. You might never notice it. They're gentle, kind, soft-spoken, but deep down they refuse to be controlled. They can't be, because the moment they feel trapped, by rules, by expectations, even by love, they start to drift away, like water slipping through your fingers. If you've ever loved a Pisces, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. One day, they're there, close, open, vulnerable. And the next, they've pulled back, not because they don't care, but because they feel caged. They need space, not physical space, emotional space, space to breathe, to dream, to simply exist as they are. Trying to control a Pisces is like trying to hold water in your hands. The tighter you grip, the faster they slip away. So if you want to keep a Pisces close, here's the secret. Let them be free. Love them as they are. Support their wild ideas. Let them change their mind. Let them wander. And trust that they'll come back to you when they're ready. But freedom for Pisces isn't about running away. It's about being accepted. It's about feeling safe enough to stay. And that's where many people misunderstand them. They don't push people away because they stop caring. They pull back because they're afraid of losing themselves. Now think about your own life for a moment. How often do you feel like when a Pisces is truly free, something beautiful happens. They stop hiding. They start creating. They start loving with their whole heart. And their unique, untamed soul begins to shine. And that light inspires everyone around them. But freedom alone isn't enough. Pisces have another rare gift: the ability to create their own path in life. They don't follow the crowd. They don't listen to what makes sense or what's considered normal. Their life isn't about ticking boxes. It's about following their heart. Maybe you've met someone like this. Someone who suddenly quits their stable job to start a small art studio. Or someone who moves to a place no one's heard of, just because it feels right. That's Pisces energy. They trust their intuition more than logic. And even when the world says, "You're crazy," they smile and keep walking their path. But here's the beautiful part. Their courage to follow their own road doesn't just change their life. It shows others that it's possible. They give permission to everyone watching them to question their own path, to wonder, am I really living the life I want? Or just the life I was told to live? It's not easy, though. Choosing your own path means facing judgment, disapproval, fear of failure. But Pisces? They move forward anyway. Because deep inside, they know that living someone else's life is the greatest failure of all. So ask yourself, are you following your heart? Or are you still waiting for approval you don't even need? Maybe, just maybe, it's time to change your direction. And now, let's talk about something lighter, something joyful. Creativity. Because when Pisces are free, and when they're walking their own path, their creativity blooms like magic. They have a way of turning ordinary life into adventure. A walk in the park becomes a story. A random day turns into a memory. Life with Pisces is never boring. Have you ever met someone who makes you feel like anything can happen? That's Pisces. They might suggest a spontaneous road trip at midnight, or turn a simple coffee date into hours of deep with you forever. Yet beneath all that freedom and adventure, there's another side, a deeper side. Pisces carry a passion, a sensuality that's often hidden. You might not see it at first. They're gentle, careful, emotional. But when they trust you, when they open up, you'll discover something rare. Their passion isn't about surface attraction, it's about connection. When Pisces love, they love completely, body, mind, and soul. Their intimacy is a merging of hearts, not just bodies. Every touch, every glance, every kiss is filled with emotion. They're not pretending. They're not playing games. They're expressing their true feelings without words. In relationships, this can feel overwhelming, but also deeply healing. Being loved by a Pisces teaches you what it means to be truly seen, truly accepted, truly cherished. But remember, this passion comes with vulnerability. They don't give their heart easily, but when they do, protect it, value it, because a Pisces love is a treasure many long for, but few are strong enough to hold. So if you're in a relationship, or even searching for one, let Pisces energy guide you. Choose depth over surface. Choose connection over control. Choose passion that begins in the soul, not just the skin. Because when love feels like home, you'll know you found something rare. And as we move forward, get ready, because the final 3 secrets we're about to reveal will show you the most controversial and the most soul-stirring truths about Pisces that most people never talk about. Stay with me. It's about to get even deeper. Now, let's talk about something most people misunderstand about Pisces: their affection. You see, when Pisces show affection, it's not just a habit. It's not automatic. It's a choice, a sacred offering, and it always comes from the heart. At first, they might be shy, their touches soft, their words careful, like they're testing the waters, seeing if your soul feels safe enough for them to open. But once they trust you, everything changes. Their affection deepens. It transforms. What starts as gentle moments quickly becomes a passion that surprises you. Their kisses are no longer soft. They become filled with depth. Their touch carries emotions they could never put into words. It's important to understand something here. Pisces don't use affection as a tool. They're not trying to win you over. They're expressing their inner world in the only way they know how. When they hug you longer than most, when they love back with patience and respect, you'll experience a kind of connection that feels deeper than words. But what happens when Pisces fall in love too easily? That's where we find another secret. Pisces are open-hearted by nature. When they meet someone who feels special, they don't hesitate. They open their hearts wide, sometimes too wide. Their love is a river, flowing fast and deep. And while that might sound beautiful, it comes with real risks. They give too much, too soon, too easily. And because of that, Pisces often get hurt. Maybe you've seen this in someone you know. Maybe you've lived it yourself. That moment when you realize you cared more than they did, that your heart was exposed and they didn't protect it. The lesson here is difficult but necessary. For Pisces, and for everyone who loves like them, giving your heart is beautiful, but giving it without boundaries, that's dangerous. Pisces must learn that saying no doesn't make their love any less pure. Guarding their heart doesn't make their soul any less compassionate. Love should flow, but not flood. If you're someone who gives too easily, ask yourself, are you offering love from strength or from fear of being alone? And if you're with a Pisces, remember, their openness is a gift. Don't take it for granted. Protect it. Nurture it. Love them gently. Now, let's move deeper into their emotional world. Pisces carry a vulnerability that many people don't understand. They're not afraid to cry, not afraid to share their fears, not afraid to say, "I'm hurting." And while society often views vulnerability as weakness, Pisces know the truth. It's a hidden strength. To show your heart, even when it's breaking, takes courage. To say, "I miss you," or "I'm scared," or "I need you," without knowing how the other person will respond. That's bravery most people run from. Pisces live that bravery every day. But here's the painful side. Their vulnerability makes them easy to hurt. They form deep attachments, sometimes to people who don't deserve their love, sometimes to memories they should have let go of long ago. And when things fall apart, the pain cuts deep. Imagine holding onto a rope too tightly, long after it's begun to burn your hands. That's Pisces in love. They hold on, even when it hurts, because letting go feels like failure, like abandonment. But here's the truth they must remember. Letting go isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Sometimes, the most loving thing you can do for your soul is release what no longer holds you with kindness. And if you're watching this, and you've been holding on too tightly to something, maybe now's the time to ask, am I holding on to love, or to the memory of it? Trust that releasing the past opens your hands for what's meant for you. Pisces speak carefully, thoughtfully. Every sentence is weighed, every word chosen with care, because they know words can heal, but they can also destroy. Have you ever said something in anger and regretted it immediately? Pisces remember every word spoken to them, every harsh sentence, every careless comment. It cuts deeper than you realize, and long after you forget, they're still replaying it in their mind. That's why they avoid conflict. They're not cowards, they're protectors of peace. They'd rather stay silent than say something that leaves a scar. But when they do speak, listen, because behind their soft words is a soul that's felt every emotion you're afraid to admit. And if you're someone who struggles to communicate your feelings, maybe you can learn from Pisces. Speak slowly. Choose kindness. Let your words become bridges, not weapons. Because one gentle sentence can heal a wound you didn't even know existed. As we move forward in this journey, prepare yourself, because the final 3 secrets we're about to explore are the ones most people ignore, the ones Pisces themselves try to hide. But they're also the keys to understanding their deepest strength and their greatest weakness. Stay with me. The most powerful revelations are yet to come. Have you ever wondered why Pisces can be so gentle, yet so stubborn at the same time? Why someone who avoids conflict can suddenly stand their ground with a force you never expected? It all comes down to one of their deepest hidden powers, their unyielding belief. Pisces may seem soft on the outside. They listen more than they speak. They avoid arguments when possible. But inside, they carry convictions stronger than steel. When they believe in something, they believe with their whole soul. And once their heart tells them it's true, there's no turning back. No outside opinion can shake them. No judgment can make them doubt. They stand quietly but firmly in what they know to be right. This is a side of Pisces that many people don't see until it's too late. You might think you can convince them, pressure them, Make them see things your way. But then you'll realize that gentle soul in front of you isn't moving. And in that moment, you'll understand their strength doesn't come from pride. It comes from truth, from listening to their inner voice. And that voice is loud. From Pisces. Listen to your heart. Stand by your truth, even if you stand alone. Now, let's step into something more intimate. Something many people misunderstand about Pisces: their sensuality. You see, for Pisces, intimacy is not just physical, it's emotional, it's spiritual, it's something deeper than skin. They don't see closeness as just a moment, they see it as a merging of souls. Every touch, every glance is part of a story they're telling, not with words, but with energy, with connection. And when they allow themselves to follow their instincts, to trust their body, they experience intimacy in a way most people never will. Think about this. In today's world, many people treat physical closeness as casual, as simple, as something separate from emotions. But for Pisces, it's impossible. To them, every intimate moment is sacred. It's a journey into connection, into vulnerability, into shared emotion. That's why being close to a Pisces can feel so overwhelming and so healing. They're not just touching you, they're understanding you, feeling you, connecting with you. And in return, they need to feel safe enough to explore their own desires, their own needs, their own emotional truths. If you're in a relationship, remember this: intimacy isn't about control. It's not about performance. It's about surrender, trust, connection. Let your walls down. Listen to your partner. Feel instead of thinking. That's the Pisces way. And perhaps it's the way to something more honest, something more human. But beyond intimacy, Pisces carry something even rarer: a connection to emotional depth that few signs can match. They feel everything, and not just their own emotions. They feel yours, and your friends, and your neighbors. They absorb the energy of everyone around them, without meaning to, without trying. Sometimes it's a blessing. They understand people. They connect easily. They know when someone is hurting, even if no one else notices. But often it's overwhelming, because carrying the world's emotions can feel like drowning. Imagine walking into a room and sensing every hidden sadness, every unspoken fear, every quiet hope. That's Pisces every day. They don't choose it. It's just how they're wired. And over time, this can become heavy, exhausting, lonely. If you're a Pisces, listen carefully. You don't have to carry every emotion you feel. Deep longing for emotional safety. They're not just searching for adventure. They're searching for somewhere or someone who feels like home. Because when a Pisces feels supported, understood, and accepted, they bloom. Their insecurities quiet down, their doubts fade, and their true self shines. It's like watching a flower open, slowly, carefully, until one day it's in full bloom. That's what happens when a Pisces finds stability. And what does that stability look like? It's not about control. It's about trust, encouragement, space to dream without judgment, support in the quiet moments when their own fears whisper doubts in their mind, a safe place where they can create without worrying they're too much or not enough. If you're building a relationship with a Pisces, or even with yourself, remember this: emotional security isn't a luxury, it's a need. Support isn't weakness, it's the foundation where confidence grows. And when Pisces feel safe, when they feel truly loved, they don't just survive, they thrive, they create, they inspire, they love deeply and fearlessly. So as we move forward, prepare yourself, because the final 3 truths we're about to explore reveal the side of Pisces most people never see, their deepest wounds, their hidden strengths, and the reason why, after everything, Pisces always find their way back to hope. Stay with me. What's coming next might change the way you see not just Pisces, but your own heart. And now, we arrive at something few people ever witness: the resilience of Pisces. You might think, how could someone so gentle, so vulnerable, carry strength? But they do. Pisces love deeply, they trust easily. And when betrayal comes, and it often does, it breaks them in ways words can't describe. At first, they fall apart, not just emotionally, but spiritually. Their world shatters, because when they love, they give everything. And when that love is broken, they feel like they've lost themselves. But here's the part no one expects: Pisces heal, slowly, quietly, and then they rise, not as the person they were before, but as someone stronger, wiser, someone who remembers the lesson more than the pain. It's a quiet transformation, a kind of inner alchemy. You won't see them fighting back. You won't hear them tell the world they're fine, but one day you'll notice. Their energy has changed. Their boundaries are clearer, their eyes softer, but also braver. And that's when you'll realize their greatest strength was never their love for others. It was their ability to love again, even after heartbreak. If you're healing from betrayal, their hearts on their sleeves, not because they want to, but because they don't know how to hide. When they feel something, you'll know. Their emotions aren't filtered, their words aren't rehearsed. Their truth flows raw and real in every glance, every silence, every confession whispered in the dark. And this sincerity is their greatest gift, but also their greatest vulnerability, because not everyone values honesty. Some see it as weakness. Some take advantage. Some run away from it, too scared to face their own truth reflected back at them. Yet Pisces keep choosing honesty again and again, because living behind walls feels wrong to them. Pretending feels like losing their soul. And maybe that's why being loved by a Pisces feels so different. It's not a performance. It's not manipulation. It's sincerity in its purest form. And if you've ever loved someone like that, you'll understand. Their honesty isn't there to impress you. It's there to remind you. Love should never be hidden. Feelings should never be feared, and connection should always begin with truth. So if you are a Pisces listening to this, or someone who loves like them, protect your sincerity. It's your superpower. Don't let a world full of guarded hearts convince you to close yours. Speak your truth, feel deeply, and know your vulnerability is your strength. And if you've ever been loved by a Pisces, cherish that honesty. Don't question it. Don't doubt it. Just accept it. Because sincerity like theirs is rare and worth protecting. So now we've uncovered the unseen powers of Pisces. We've talked about their healing silence, their emotional mirror, their sensual soul, their resilient heart, and their raw, honest truth. But the real lesson today isn't just about understanding Pisces. It's about understanding ourselves. Because whether you are a Pisces or you carry that energy in your soul, this journey is a mirror for all of us, a reminder to feel more, to protect less, to dream bigger, and to love with a heart unafraid of its own depth. And now, if you've seen yourself somewhere in this story, or if someone you love came to mind while listening, don't keep it to yourself. Share this video with them. Let them know you see their soul too. And if this touched your heart, if it made you pause, hit subscribe